Good morning, and thank you so much for joining me. If I haven't had an opportunity to meet you, my name is John DeBuck, and I have the opportunity to serve on the board of directors and also volunteer with the Motherless Daughters Ministry. And this morning, I want to talk with you about something a little bit different, but it's about the wiring of our brains. And I've been thinking a lot lately about self-esteem and self-care and the importance of, and just also the general wiring of negativity in our brains. And so I did some research and I have some information to share. I'm curious to know, did you realize that our brains are wired for negativity? Nearly 2/3 of the neurons in our amygdala are detecting negativity at all times. And as a result, this is actually storing itself in our long-term memory. This dates back many years ago to when our ancestors had to be hunters and gatherers, and they were on the constant lookout for predators and for physical danger. So our wiring dates back many generations. Now we have challenges, of course, in a world filled with hatred and sin and so much division and just anger in general. So we really need to we need to stay vigilant to keep our brains healthy. And so you may think, okay, well, how do you do this? And I think it's important. Number one, I'm going to give you 6 different things to take a look at. Number one is starting your day off right. The best way to do this is to consciously think positive thoughts from the moment that your eyes open. And I realize that this may be challenging. For many of us, myself included, I can wake up in the morning and immediately think, oh my gosh, I'm tired, or I didn't get enough sleep, or whatever the case may be. So I encourage you to think, as soon as your eyes open, think positively about, number two, and we've talked about this in the past, but make a gratitude list and revisit that. Um, the importance of gratitude is incredibly profound. There has been research that has proven that when we feed our minds gratitude, then that's actually what it craves, and we become more grateful in general. Excuse me. This would allow us to actually get into a very thoughtful pattern of practicing gratitude. Number 3, rework your response. So, for example, if you wake up in the morning and you think, oh my gosh, wow, I got 6 hours of really great sleep, may not still be enough, but be thankful and grateful and rework that response for what you do have. And number 4, stay active. Regular exercise releases endorphins, of course, which we know are the feel-good hormones that get released into our body. And these endorphins actually interact with receptors in our brain that reduce our perception of pain. They, of course, also trigger that feeling of positivity throughout our body. Number 5, practice great self-care. This is a video in and of itself about self-care. But regular practice of self-care has so many positive benefits, including improvement of our physical health, our mental health, reducing stress and anxiety, obviously having an impact on our mental well-being and our emotional well-being. Many of you have traveled by plane, and we know the analogy of putting on our own oxygen mask first before we help others. So being realistic here in a fast-paced world, this is something that likely will require you to be very diligent and very vigilant about, and also self-care will require some discipline on your part to ensure that you are in fact practicing self-care. And lastly, supporting others. This is where I encourage you to get involved in something that really brings joy to your soul, whether that's working with the ministry or doing something in your local church or your local community. There's been research that has indicated that when we give back, it actually provides joy for us. So I wanted to share these things, and I'm hoping that you find value. And then until next time, again, I hope that you are well, stay positive, and stay blessed.